You watched it happen. You saw the price moving against you, and you did nothing. You told yourself it would come back. You told yourself you were different. You told yourself this time was not like the last time. And somewhere between that lie and the closing bell, another piece of you disappeared. I know that feeling. I have lived inside it. And if you are watching this right now, so have you. My name is Jesse Livermore. I made and lost more fortunes than most men see in a lifetime. I broke my own rules. I ignored my own warnings. I sat in rooms full of money and felt completely empty. And I watched traders, brilliant men, careful men, hungry men, walk through the same 5 doors I walked through, always in the same order, always convinced they were the exception. You are not, and neither was I. What I am about to tell you is not theory. It is not strategy. It is the anatomy of destruction and the rare map to survival. 5 stages, every losing trader walks them. Most never name them. Most never escape them. But once you see the pattern, once you truly see it, the market can never quite fool you the same way again. Stay with me. There is something the trading books will never tell you. They teach you setups. They teach you entries and exits. They teach you how to read the tape. But they do not teach you what happens to a man's mind when the money starts to move. Because the greatest enemy you will ever face in this business is not the market. It is the story you tell yourself about the market. That story begins the same way for everyone. It begins with belief. Stage 1, the believer. This is the trader who thinks the market owes them something. You arrive at the market with fire in your chest. You have studied, you have prepared. You have read every book, watched every chart, spent nights mapping out patterns while the rest of the world slept. You feel ready. More than ready, you feel chosen, like you have cracked something that others have missed, and the market at first agrees with you. You put on your first few trades and some of them work. Not because you were right, though you believe you were right, but because all markets in their early movements hand out small gifts to the newcomer. It is not generosity, it is bait. You begin to feel it, that electric certainty, that quiet confidence that has no business existing yet. You are making money. You are reading the tape correctly. You tell yourself, I understand this. I was 21 years old when I first walked into a bucket shop in Boston with $5 in my pocket. I had been studying prices since I was a boy. I could hear rhythms and numbers that other people could not hear. And when those early bets paid off, when the ticker confirmed what I had felt in my bones, I believed I had found my gift. I had. But I had not yet found my weakness. And in this business, your weakness will always arrive after your gift. It uses your gift as a door. The believer does not see risk. He sees probability dressed as certainty. He holds a losing trade not because he is foolish, but because he is convinced. And conviction, without discipline, is just another word for stubbornness. You did not lose the trade. You lost the ability to be wrong. And the inability to be wrong is the first crack in the foundation of every ruined trader. The believer does not fall apart slowly. He accelerates. Because when belief is not corrected by reality, it transforms into something far more dangerous. Stage 2, the gambler. This is the stage where discipline dies and size grows. It happens quietly. You are still the same person. You still have your reasons. You still have your system, your rules, your logic. But somewhere, and you will not be able to point to the exact moment, the rules became suggestions. The size became bigger. The holding time became longer. And the losses became something you needed to recover from, rather than learn from. This is where the real destruction begins. Not in the losses themselves. Losses are part of the game. Every honest trader will tell you that. The destruction begins in the response to the loss. The urge to get it back. The dangerous arithmetic of, if I make this trade bigger, I can erase what I lost yesterday. I have sat at that table many times. In 1906, after my first real run of success, I began to operate on feel rather than fact. I abandoned my own method, the very method that had made me. I started adding to losing positions. I started telling myself that patience would save me when only discipline could have. I lost everything I had made. I borrowed more. I lost that too. The gambler does not know he is gambling. He believes he is trading. He believes his analysis is sound. But the position size tells the truth that the mind will not. When a man doubles down on a loss, he is not expressing confidence in his read. He is expressing terror of being wrong. He is trying to buy his way out of an uncomfortable truth. You are no longer trading the market. You are trading your ego, and the market has no interest in your ego. The tape does not care what you paid. It does not care what you need. It moves where it moves, and it will keep moving there long after you have exhausted every argument for why it should turn around. This stage leaves marks, financial marks, yes, but deeper ones, marks on your judgment, marks on your confidence, marks on the quiet voice inside you that used to say, "Get out," and now barely speaks at all. And here's what I need you to hear before we go further, because what comes next, stage 3, is where most traders live permanently without ever knowing it. Stay with me, because the third stage is the one that masquerades as wisdom. Stage 3, the victim. This is the stage where the market becomes the enemy. Something shifts, quietly, dangerously. You stop looking inward and start looking outward. The trade did not fail because you were wrong. It failed because the market was manipulated. The move did not go your way because someone knew something. The losses were not yours. They were taken from you. There is a difference in your mind now between losing and being robbed. I understand this feeling. After my 1907 triumph, when I shorted the crash and walked away with over $1 million, I became arrogant in a way I did not even recognize. I started to believe that the market moved against me personally when it did not agree with my positions. I began to construct elaborate explanations for why I was right and the tape was wrong. I held positions I should have surrendered. I looked for conspiracies where there was only my own error. The victim is not a weak person. Often he is brilliant, often he has had real success. That is precisely what makes him dangerous to himself. His track record gives him evidence that he is right. His losses become evidence that the game is rigged, rather than evidence that he has drifted from his method. You cannot learn from a loss you have not owned, and the victim does not own his losses. He files them somewhere. He labels them external. He says, "The broker had it in for me, the institutions ran the stops, the news was planted." And every time he says this, he removes himself one step further from the only person who can actually save him, himself. The cruelest thing about this stage is that it feels like clarity. It feels like you are finally seeing through the game. But you are not seeing through anything. You are building walls. You are constructing a story that protects your ego at the cost of your education. And if you do not break out of this story, the next stage will come for you. And it is the quietest, most devastating of them all. Stay with me. Stage 4, the ghost. This is the silent destruction phase. Mechanical losses. There is a particular silence that settles over a man when he has been broken by the market too many times. It is not peace. It is absence. The passion that brought you here, the hunger, the fire, obsession with the game, it goes somewhere. And what replaces it is performance. Empty, mechanical, joyless performance. The ghost still trades. That is the tragedy of it. He wakes up, he reads the tape, he puts on positions. But he is not there. Not really. Something essential has left the building. He is going through motions that used to mean something. He takes losses without feeling them, not because he has developed discipline, but because he has lost the capacity to feel anything at all. And that numbness is not strength. That numbness is the last stage before the exit. I know this stage from the inside. Between my bankruptcies, and I had several, there were long periods where I traded not because I believed in my read or trusted my method, but because I did not know what else to be. The market had become my identity, and when the market was taking from me and I had nothing left to give it, I still showed up, because the alternative, stepping away, reassessing, becoming a student again, felt like surrender. It was not surrender. It was the only thing that could have saved me. But I could not see it then. The ghost increases his risk because he has stopped caring about the outcome. He puts on trades too large for his account, not from confidence, but from a deep and dangerous indifference. He is not trying to win anymore. He is trying to feel something. And sometimes, just sometimes, the market gives him a flash of it, a big winner. And for a brief moment, he is alive again. But it passes. It always passes, and the hole is deeper afterward. Do you recognize this man? Have you been him? Are you him right now? I am not asking to wound you. I am asking because recognition, real recognition, the kind that lands in your chest and does not let go, is the only door into the 5th stage. And the 5th stage is the rarest thing in this business. Stage 5. The student. This is where the rare survive and transform. The student is not born. He is forged. You do not arrive at stage 5 through talent or luck, or even hard work. You arrive there through honest reckoning. Through the decision, and it is a decision, a specific moment, a turning point you will remember, to stop protecting yourself from the truth of what you have been doing wrong. The student looks back at every stage and does not flinch. He looks at the believer and says, "Yes, that was me. I thought I was chosen." He looks at the gambler and says, "Yes, that was me. I was trading my losses, not my read." He looks at the victim and says, "Yes, that was me. I blamed everything but myself." He looks at the ghost and says, "Yes, that was me. I was trading empty." And then, only then, does he begin again. Not with more capital, not with a new system. He begins again with the one thing that all of it was trying to teach him, humility before the tape. I wrote my rules late in life, not because I had not discovered them earlier. I had. I wrote them because I finally understood that knowing a rule and living a rule are two completely different disciplines. I knew I should cut my losses quickly. I knew it in 1906, in 1914, in 1929. But knowing is not enough. You must build the habit into your bones until breaking the rule feels physically wrong. Until holding a losing position past your stop feels like putting your hand on a hot stove. The student does not chase the big win. He protects himself from the big loss. He knows that preservation of capital is not a defensive strategy. It is the only strategy. Because you cannot learn from a game you are no longer in. He studies not just the market, but himself. He keeps records, not just of his trades, but of his mind. What was he feeling when he entered? What story was he telling himself? Was he trading the tape, or was he trading his need to be right? These questions answered honestly, over months and years, build something that no system can build for you. They build self-knowledge. And self-knowledge in this business is worth more than any method. The student is patient in a way that younger traders cannot understand. He does not force trades. He waits for the setups that match his method, and when they do not appear, he does nothing. Doing nothing is one of the hardest and most profitable skills a trader can develop. Most men cannot hold it. Most men need the action. They mistake movement for progress, and they are punished for it. Every time. I watched the great operators of my era. The ones who lasted, truly lasted, through panics and booms and collapses. They all had this quality, a stillness, not passivity, not weakness. A stillness born from deep confidence in their own method and deep respect for the market's ability to humiliate anyone, at any time. That respect is what the first 4 stages are trying to beat into you. Some men learn it quickly, most men learn it slowly at great cost, and some men never learn it at all. I want to be honest with you now. In a way, I was not always able to be honest with myself. I made $48 million in a single year. I lost it. I made it again. I lost it again. I wrote the rules. I broke them. I knew the stages. I had lived them. And still, I could not always hold myself to the discipline they demanded. Because this business does not just test your method. It tests your character. And character is something you have to build every single day, with every single trade, in every single moment of doubt and temptation. I am not telling you this to discourage you. I am telling you this because I want you to understand the weight of what you have taken on. Trading is not a game of information. It is a game of self-mastery. And self-mastery is the work of a lifetime. You are somewhere in these 5 stages right now. You know which one. You may not want to say it out loud. You may not even want to say it to yourself. But somewhere in the last few minutes, you recognized yourself. You felt it land. Good. That landing is the beginning of something. The men who survive this game, the ones who build something that lasts, who trade through decades and come out the other side with both their capital and their dignity intact, they are not the most talented. They are not the luckiest. They are the ones who are willing to be honest about what stage they were in and do the hard, unglamorous, lonely work of moving through it. I did not always do that work. There were years when I chose the story over the truth, when I chose the size over the discipline, when I chose the action over the patience. And those years cost me more than money. They cost me things I could not get back. I think about that sometimes. What would have looked like if I had stayed a student. If I had held to my own rules, not just in the easy markets, but in the hard ones. Not just when I was cold, but when I was on fire and certain and dangerous to myself. The market is still out there. The tape is still moving, and you, today, still have the one thing I cannot take back. You still have time. What will you do with it? The market does not remember you, but you will remember this.